Welcome to the 41st running of the Sezoensrally, the 5th round of the Belgian Rally Championship. And the particular thing about the Sezoensrally is that it's partly run on gravel. As only round of the Belgian Rally Championship. This is the championship leader, Vincent Verscheuren, with co-driver Geert Broekhaert, this time not Veronique Hostens. Verscheuren, of course, at the wheel of the Skoda Fabia R5, starts as one of the favourites here. Verscheuren fully focused.
Concentratie is altijd belangrijk, zeker.
Yes, focus is always important, especially at the level that we're driving at the moment. And on the gravel, especially here, it's the roads are getting worse at every time we roll on it. Chris Brinson at the start as well. He skipped the Rally de Wallonie. That means he has used his joker for the season. Every driver can use one joker. This time it's Kevin Abring's turn, because the Dutchman is competing in the TCR Benelux races at Zandvoort. But Prinson's back after skipping the Wallonie, and he sets the second fastest time in the opening stage.
Ja, natuurlijk. We hebben geen recht meer.
Yeah, of course, we don't have a right to skip a result now. Vincent does, but we don't think about that too much when we're driving. We have to beat him, that's it. And we have to go fast. If you keep on thinking about finishing, then you lose 5 seconds in every stage. You have to go hard and try and beat him. We don't have to calculate, otherwise it wouldn't work. Benoit Lahr, winner of the Spa Rally, but he also went off twice already this year. It's only his second participation in the Sezoensrally. Another Fabia R5. And this is Stephen Wright. He's finished on the podium twice here in the past.
3 stages in now, and we're having fun. Time's not maybe just as close to where they were the last 2 years, but we're trying to build a bit of speed and get a bit closer to the guys in front.
Stephen Wright indeed has lost some time against the Belgian rally drivers. One of them is Paul Geusens in the Ford Fiesta R5. Geusens relatively new to the car still.
We zijn zeer tevreden, we hadden het zelf niet gedacht.
Yeah, we're very happy. I think we had a good speed here. I tried to keep up with it first. The others lose a lot of time here at the moment. Differences are big. And I think that has to do with the gravel as well. If you get out of the track, you can lose a lot of time very quickly. Bert Cornelis here in the Citroën DS3. Very scary moment there, but he saved it right in time. Cornelis was 6th in the opening stage. And here's Achille Boxoen in his very first rally, the Belgian Rally Championship, at the wheel of a Skoda R5. He's coached by reigning champion Freddy Loix.
Omwoord 50 grind, opgepast, links 25, diep couperen, rechts 20 couperen, oppassen hier, diep couperen en couperen.
Hoe bevalt de kennismaking met...
And how is the R5 now? Yeah, it's rather different than the R2, especially in speed in the corners. So we're keeping a bit of a margin now, and we try to go a bit quicker in the second loop.
Vanaf dat de eerste boekel gedaan is, gaan we misschien wel eens een beetje een tandje bijsteken, denk ik.
Boxoen is in 8th after the first stage. Juniors drivers as well, of course, in the Sezoensrally. This is Jelle Vermeer in the small Ford Fiesta. He's in 3rd after the first loop, behind Joachim Wagemans in another 208. The man to beat here, leader in the Junior Belgian Championship, is the RACB national team driver Guillaume de Mévius, son of former Group N world champion Grégoire.
Pour gauche 140 à fond, et 70, droite 90 corps de pex. 90 corps de pex.
And the Mavius is doing very well. He sets all the fastest times, which gives him a point for the Junior Championship as well for each fastest time, and he's leading with a margin of 50 seconds after 5 stages.
J'aime beaucoup la terre, c'est assez différent de rouler sur la terre.
Yes, I like to drive on gravel. It's a bit difficult when you have an asphalt setup on the car, but having a lot of fun. There's the M Cup as well with Stan Pacolet here having trouble, one of the junior riders. But he gets to the side to let pass Wim Melweg in his M3. Second in the M Cup. And he's only 6.8 seconds behind the leader in that M Cup, reserved for the M class of the BMWs. And it's Frankie Bula leading there after 5 stages with another M3, just an older version. In the historics, there's trouble already for one of the favorites, Robert Droogmans.
Robert Droogmans, wat is er gebeurd?
Robert Droogmans, what happened? Well, at the start of the second stage, the clutch broke, just like that. That's a bit silly. It's incredible. I mean, everything is new on the car. It was perfectly in built, and now things just happened. It's a very unlucky year. So that means that Robin Maas has one less competitor. No Opel Manta of Droogmans then, and Maas in the M3 is in 3rd in the historic standings. He's behind the Ford Escort Mark II of Dirk de Veu. There's only 18 seconds in it, but leading the historic rally, the big favorite here because he lives nearby. Günter Mollens in another Ford Escort. Steve van Bellingen, after the first loop of 5 stages, just outside the top 10, but it's his first experience on the gravel and he suffered a bit.
Ik heb de eerste ronde, de eerste 3.
In the first loop, I suffered a lot during the first 3 stages. I had never driven on this kind of gravel, and I've seen heaven and hell, I think, at the same time. I've slid off the road 3 times, and then bit by bit I got to grips with how to drive this car on this kind of roads. So we try to improve now in the second loop. Van Bellingen, who is in 14th. This is the leader in the GT category, Johan Dekens, with his Porsche. Not easy to drive that car on the gravel. He's in 9th overall. Giel Boxoen now in 7th.
En wordt 50, T rechts 20 op asfalt. T rechts 20 op asfalt. Een beetje, doe maar, go. Om wordt 50, exit links 30, couperen bank.
Gradually improving, and he's doing better than Bert Cornelis, because this is what happened to him. That could have been a lot worse, but the engine overheats on Bert Cornelis' car, and that's the end of the rally for him. Yeah, we had a bit of a bump on the gravel, I think, and the car went onto 2 wheels. And we started spinning, and we hit some little posts. There wasn't too much damage on the car, just the front bumper and the rear bumper a bit. And we tried to continue, but 4 or 5 kilometers later the engine overheated, and we preferred to stop the car there. Jonas Langenakers is leader in the Classic Group N with his Mitsubishi, and he's in 6th overall.
Beetje thuisrally, ja, oké. Ja,
yeah, this is a bit of a home rally for me. I like this rally a lot. I love to drive on this surface, and I'm trying to have fun today and trying to get a good result as well. Stephen Wright, the Irishman, with Belgian co-driver Eddie Smeets, for the moment still in 5th, but he's already lost over a minute on the leader. It'll be difficult to repeat his podium finish of the previous 2 editions of the Sezoensrally. Benoit Lahr, 30 seconds in front of Stephen Wright. And Paul Augustins is in 3rd still.
Servostuur is uitgevallen en
Yeah, power steering broke and we had to reset everything. I think we lost 6 or 7 seconds in the incident. And we did a little straight, but we were able to continue. Chris Prinsen and Vincent Verschuren still fighting hard for the lead of the rally, and there's nothing in it. But for the moment, it's still Prinsen in second position. Prinsen 4 seconds down on Verschuren.
blijft super spannend voorin.
It's very exciting at the moment. Well, I hope this lasts till the end of the rally. On one condition, that I can be in front at the end. But for the moment, he's in second then, Prinsen, with the championship leader still leading. Although he's driving on the limit as well. So 4 seconds after 5 stages, but 10 stages to go.
Voorlopig alles oké.
Yeah, for the moment, everything is going well. The problems with the brakes are solved, and hope we can continue in the way that we're doing it right now. And these are the standings after 5 stages. Verschuren leading from Prinsen, then Goossens a distant third already. Allard in 4th and Steve Wright in 5th. That was the end of part 1. See you after the break. Welcome back to the Sezoensrally, the 5th round of the Belgian Rally Championship 2017. We're almost halfway through the rally. Stephen van Bellingen is getting to grips with the rally, the gravel of the Sezoensrally, and he's up to 10th overall now. He's right behind one of the surprises of the rally, leading the junior rankings as well, Guillaume de Mévius.
70. Sommet droiti pour frein 20 avant sommet survient vite après le gauche 40 propre. Enfin le gauche 40 propre.
Co-driver Louis Luca reading the notes there. Mévius really dominating the junior category, scoring important points for that championship. Martin van Iersel, the Dutchman, in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10. He's in 8th overall. The old group end still doing well here in the Sezoensrally. Achille Boxoen had a bit of an off, as you can see. Trying to get the grips with the R5, his first really competitive rally with the car. Small mistake there as well.
Rechts 25, groep 1. Oké, doe maar. Heb de huizen. Links 25, lijf groep 1. 150, opgepast voor de remzone. Exit, rechts 30.
Boxoen for the moment in 7th, but he's already 5 minutes down. Jonas Langenakens in 6th and leading the classic group N. Very decent rally of Langenakens. Might even get into the top 5 because the gap with Steve Wright is not that big. Wright still in 5th, but he has only 27 seconds on Langenakens. Finding it difficult this year round in the Sezoensrally.
I'd like to be closer now. We're in 5th place and we have a bit of work to do to try and climb onto the podium. So we're trying our best, but some really tough competition here today, so it's difficult.
Is it going better on the gravel?
Yeah, I am finding the gravel quite difficult this year. I'm not as confident as I have been on it in other years, but yeah, it's always good fun when you get onto the gravel and the car moves around, and I like to slide.
Good fun, not sure that every driver would agree with that. Benoit Lahr is in 4th at the moment. He's 1.5 minutes down on the leader, but he's only 21 seconds off the podium. But he will have to fight hard in the last loop of 5 stages.
Rien n'est fait et
nothing is decided yet. No, everybody can make a mistake, so can he and so can I. But we have to keep on the base and try to make up some ground. And the driver Benoit Lahr was talking about was, of course, Paul Geusens in his Ford Fiesta, still in third. Almost a home rally for Paul Geusens and co-driver Philippe Cuvelier. At the front, they're still at it. Chris Prinsen and Vincent Verschuren. The gap rarely gets over 5 seconds.
Het zit echt heel dicht eigenlijk.
Yes, we're very close. Once it's him setting the fastest time, then it's me. I think the gap remained the same for the last half a loop. Yeah, it's going very quickly. Are you going 100%? Yeah, we're very close to it. I think there's a couple of stages where I don't see where I can gain some time, and others that maybe if I analyze it a bit that I could gain just a bit of time, but it won't be a lot. For the moment, Verschuren still leading with 5 stages to go. He looks set for a first win in the Sezoensrally, although there's only 5.5 seconds in it. Anything can happen in that remaining loop of 5 stages.
Vincent Verschuren, het lijkt een beetje vast te zitten in de rally.
Vincent Verschuren is getting a bit stuck here in this rally. Yeah, I don't know. It's we're alternating. Once it's him, then it's me. Yeah, we hope not to make a mistake here and keep under pressure. Maybe then he will make a mistake. But it's impossible to create a gap. How's the car for the moment, the setup? Yeah, we had a bit of understeer here in the second loop, but I think that's due to the gravel. I will try to improve it, but we'll see. After the retirement of Joachim Wageman, Stijn Paquelet moves up to third in the final junior rankings, but away behind Jelle Vermeer, who finishes in second. The junior driver of the rally, of course, was Guillaume de Mévius, taking 14 quickest times out of 15 stages.
Pour droite 130 plus max, juste. Et 100. Juste. Et 100. Droite 140 à fond en plein finish. Ouh. Yes. Voilà. Bien joué, mon gars. Magnifique course.
And here, perfect rally then for the Mévius. In the historic, Stefan Princey moves up to fourth in the final loop with his Opel Ascona. The Duc de Veux finishing in third in his Escort Mark II. Robin Maas looked set for third place, but Hino Kenis had to retire in the final loop. That means that Robin Maas moved up a place with his M3, finishing in second. But the man that dominated in the historic part was Gunnar Monnens in his Ford Escort, claiming the win. In the M Cup, Frankie Boula hit an obstacle with his M3, dropped to fourth. That meant that the win went to Wim Melweg, with Trains finishing in second, some 1 minute 39 behind. Here's Melweg with his E46 BMW M3. There's still 5 stages to go for the guys in front. And there, Verschuren has a slender lead over Prinsen, with Geusens in third and Allard and Wright completing the top 5. So 5 more stages, and they will be very hectic stages. Stephen Bellingin eventually finishes in 8th after a difficult start. Quite a good result. Benoit Lahr was one of the victims of a rock, a bit ill-placed in a corner.
Malheureusement, Vincent Verschuren.
Unfortunately, Vincent hit a rock that he pulled onto the road, and we hit that rock as well. So we had a lot of damage and we lost some time. Unfortunately, we were able to continue. Allard would finish in 5th behind Jonas Langenakens, who almost finished on the podium with his Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10. Still a very good result for Langenakens. And Steve Wright, he did finish on the podium. He gained 2 places in that final loop, and that continues his run of podium finishes. That's 3 in a row for the Irishman and Belgian co-driver Eddie Smeets.
How important is Eddie for you?
He's crucial, yeah. He's doing a fantastic job as usual. We get on really well in the car, which is so important as well. So we're very good friends at this stage, as well as driver and co-driver. So yeah, it's going really well.
Another driver that fell victim to that infamous rock was Giel Boksoen. He didn't have it in the notes, and this is how hard the hit was. The steering broke, and that was that.
250.
Ja, ik was niet de enige die erop was.
I wasn't the only driver apparently who hit it. Vincent Verschuren hit it, and Benoit Allard as well.
Dus we waren niet de enige blijkbaar.
So we were not the only ones. It's unfortunate. And you've heard it said twice now by Allard and by Boksoen. Vincent Verschuren was the first to hit that rock, and that was the end of his rally. A rally that he looked set to win.
Vincent, wat een anticlimax.
Vincent, that's a bit of an anticlimax, isn't it? Yeah, unfortunately, we hit a rock and inside a corner. I don't know what happened. It just must have skipped it on the first two stages, and now I hit it. Johan Dekens looked set for the GT win, but he didn't make it to the end of the rally, and in the end there were no GT cars at the finish. Plenty of celebrations though at the front, with Paul Geusens finishing in second, his best ever result with the Ford Fiesta R5.
Paul Geusens, en plots sta je op het podium.
Paul Geusens, and now you're second. Was a surprise. Yeah, we didn't think that would happen, but we'll take it. And you're even in second. Yeah, but there's 3 stages to go now, and we'll see. Anything can happen, and we still have to complete them. It could be very long.
Alles moet heel blijven, dus het kan nog lang duren.
But nothing happened, and Paul Geusens did finish in second behind Chris Prinsen, who took his first win here since his last win in 2014. So a great win for Prinsen, even though I'm sure he would have preferred to have beaten Verschuren. With Verschuren still in the rally. Still important points for Prinsen.
Chris Prinsen, het is binnen een lange
Chris Prinsen, you did it.
Ja, inderdaad, was mij. Het is heel hard gereden
Yeah,
vandaag.
it was a very tough rally.
Het was echt limiet.
We had to fight from the start to the finish. At the start of the last loop, I tried to get some more speed in it, but I couldn't get any quicker. Yeah, no, back in the title run as well. Yeah, we were here to score important points. We had to beat Vincent. No, it's good. It's good for the championship. So Prinsen won the Sezoensrally from Geusens. Stephen Wright in third from Lakenlakens and Allard. And champagne for the winners. The next round of the Belgian Rally Championship is the highlight of the season, the Ypres Rally. See you then.